Let us look at the demonstration for array as a parameter. I have already started online GDB and I have selected C++ program here. So let us zoom it, and here I will show you the program that I have discussed on whiteboard. See, inside the main function I will create an array. If I don't mention the size, then the size will be dependent on the number of elements initialized, right? And n is also there, n is 5. Now let us also display an array using for each loop, integer x, okay, from a. Then I will use cout and I will print x. So this for each loop will be printing all the elements of this array. Let us run it and see. Yeah, it has displayed all the element. I have not given spaces, so all the numbers are side by side, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? If you want spaces, then you should write this space here, or also you can use NL. Now back to the program. See, I will write on a function which will take this array and print all the elements. So I will write function name, let us call it as fun. We should take array as a parameter. So array as a parameter is given it like this. Now one thing, very important thing, listen carefully. Arrays are always passed by address. They are never passed by value. They are always passed by address. And even you cannot pass them by reference. You have to pass them by address only. So when you're passing an array, right, this array A, then here for taking it as a parameter, you should use square bracket. And even you can use a star. I will show you afterwards. So I am calling the name as A only. Now let us complete the function. What should be the return type of this function? Void. It's not going to return anything. Now inside this, what I'll do is I will print the size of the array. Let us check the size of the array. Size of A, then divided by size of array A divided by size of integer, because it is an integer type, right? Then also I will give NL so that it jumps into next line. So in this function I am passing an array, okay? So array will be taken here. It is by address, so this A is nothing but a pointer to this array A, and these two A are different, right? This A belongs to main and this A belongs to function fun. Then here I am trying to print the size of an array divided by size of integer, so I will get the length of the array. So inside this main function, let us call function fun and pass A. Let us run and check what the size it will print. Here you can see that the size is 2, and also there is a warning given here that size of on array function parameter A will return the size of integer star, means integer pointer. So the result is 2. See, actually it is not giving the size of this array. The size of this array is 5 integer. It's not giving the size of this array. It is giving the size of a pointer, and the pointer in latest compiler takes 8 bytes and the integer 4 bytes. So this is becoming 8 by 4. So the result is 2. So one important thing I can show you that inside the main function we have created an array, right? And when we pass it to a function is taking it as a pointer to an array, right? Same statement, I will copy this and I will print it here inside the main function. All right, let us see what happens, what the size it will print. See, it is printing the size as 5. This one, right? I'm not labeling this output. So the first one is the size of this one, and the second printout is this one, that is 5. So this is printing 2 and this is printing 5. So once again I am telling you that arrays are always passed by address, and the parameter is a pointer. This is a pointer, right? Array subscript is as a pointer to an array which can access array. Now let us print all the elements of this array using for each loop. For integer A of type from A, and cout A and L. I will remove this. So let us read the code once. I have created an array of size 5 elements, right? And also I have one variable n. I am calling function fun with by passing a and printing all the elements of a, right? And function fun is printing all the elements of a using for each loop. Let us see what happens. This a is a pointer to this array a. All right, let us run and see what happens, whether the function prints all the elements or not. Oops, it's an error. Why it is an error? Say begin was not declared in this scope. It's saying something else. And if I scroll down, begin. Okay, end was not declared in the scope. Begin and end is not declared in the scope. What is this? So actually the problem is I cannot use for each loop upon a pointer. We can use for each loop upon an array. We cannot use it upon pointer. So when you pass array to some other function, inside that function you cannot access that array using for each loop because the parameter is a pointer. So here we should use for loop. Compiler is not giving a proper message which is helpful for us to understand, right? So it is saying that begin was not given, end was not given. So anyway, I have given this for loop, use for loop instead of for each loop. So for each loop will not work, right? It works upon an array which is declared within the same function, because for each loop works depending on the size of an array. Yes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These elements are displayed inside function fun, and these are displayed inside main function. This is from main function, right? And this is from function fun. Now we will learn one more important thing. See, the array size is 5. How does this function fun will know what is the size of an array? So usually we pass size also as parameter. So we will pass a as well as n. Then here inside the for loop we will take it as n instead of 5. Now if the number of elements are more, then it will work for more elements, right? So whatever the size you pass from here, this function will work for that much size. Alright, so usually when we pass array as a parameter to a function, we also pass the size of that array or the number of elements in that array. Now if you run, it will work. Anyway, I will not execute it. Let us see the next point. See, instead of using square brackets, even you can use star, and you can treat it just like an array. It works. See, it is working. It is printing all the elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's it. So we have learned about the syntax, how to pass an array and how the arrays are passed. Now the next important thing I will show you, that when this array is passed by address, then if I change anything inside this array at a of 0, I will write down value 15. Will it change this actual array? Yes, because it's a pointer. Whether you write star or square bracket, it is a pointer only. So when it is a pointer, when you are changing the value, this value will be changed. Let us check, because we are printing all the elements again in main function after calling function fun. So this first element should change to 15 because I have changed it to 15 inside function fun. Let us run. So I should get the value 15, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, I got 15, 4, 6, 8, 10. So actually the elements are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But after calling a function, the first element has changed to 15. So this is called by address. Means if I change this, it will reflect into the actual parameter, actual array. That's it. This is what I have explained on whiteboard. The same thing I have given demonstration. Now the next thing that I have shown is creating an array inside a function and returning its address, right? A function returning an array. So for that I will remove all these things. Let us write one fresh function. This function takes n as parameter. Let us call it as size as parameter. It will take the size and it will create an array and return its pointer. See, square brackets are not supported by all the compilers, so use star. Square brackets is an old syntax, so it is not supported in latest compilers. So use star for return type. Now here inside a function, I will take a pointer and I will create an array. So I can create an array using malloc function, or I can just create it using new int of size. Then I will also initialize this array using for loop for integer I assigned 0, I is less than size, and I plus plus. Okay. Then I will initialize all the elements of this array, that is dynamic array. Array is created in heap, right? You know this well, that this is created in heap. Then to this I will assign the value, that is I plus 1, means first will be 1 and the second will be 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Whatever the size is, that many elements I get. Alright. So it will create the array and initialize the array, then it should return P, return a pointer. Alright. Now inside main function, I will create one pointer. I will call it as PTR. Alright. And also I will take one variable size. Okay, I will call it as SZ and the value is 5. Now I will call that function fun by passing SZ, that is size. So it should create an array of size 5 and return the address. I will take it in PTR. Then after doing this, I will print all the elements here, integer I assigned 0 and I is less than size I plus plus. I will print all the elements. So I should get the elements, that is 1, 2, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. PTR of I, and here I will give NL. Now you can observe one thing here. Inside the main function, I am just having a pointer and size. I am calling a function and taking its result in pointer. Then using the pointer, I am printing an array. Inside the main function, there is no array. Array is not there. Then who is creating an array? Function fun is creating an array of given size. Here it is creating an array and also initializing all the elements, right? Starting from 1 onwards, and returning the pointer of that type array, which is taken in PTR, and main function is using this array. Yes, this is the benefit of dynamic memory. Array is created in heap and it is created inside function fun, but even main function can access it because main function is getting its pointer. So if you create anything in heap, then it can be accessed anywhere in the program if pointer is available on it. So let us run the program. The output should be printed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the size is 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is printed. If I change the size to 7, then it will create an array of size 7 and also fill all the elements up to 7. Then this will print all 7 elements. That should be from 1 to 7. Let us run. Yes, the elements are printed from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That's it. This is returning of an array. So this type of thing we may be using it in our programs, that is returning the address of the memory allocated inside a function, and the main function or some other function is using that memory using a pointer. So that's it. So we have seen passing of an array and returning an array which was created in heap. So that's all in this video. You practice this by yourself once. After watching this, you try to do it by yourself. If you struck anywhere, just come back and watch the video once again. Alright, so that's all in this video.